Blow to some 800,000 young people in this country, known as Dreamers. They now know that DACA is coming to an end.
You know, when we heard the announcement, it was just silent. And
hundreds march across Denver to protest the dismantling of a program protecting young immigrants from deportation. They were brought to this country as children. All of them came to the U.S. under the age of 16.
Very controversial. Not a lot of people want to talk about it, or if they do, it's like I said, very controversial, and sometimes people get all. What do I know about DACA? Well, it's the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, which refers to when kids come over to the United States undocumentedly or illegally, that DACA is not going to punish those kids. So it's kind of a strategy to help them not be in trouble right away, and I think that's great. I think it was meant to be a temporary fix for undocumented immigrants, for illegal immigrants. I think it was meant to be temporary. So illegal immigrants who are underage, I think it's under 16, don't get punished. Because it's not really their fault that they came, it's because their parents brought them.
Do you know anyone who is affected by it?
I actually do. Won't say who, but yeah, kind of friends of the family, and she came here probably, she was brought over maybe when she was 3 or 4. And she was kind of happy when DACA was put into place, because then she didn't have to worry anymore about trouble, about her getting in trouble with the law.
Do you think it has affected the U.S. in a positive way or negative?
Has it affected the U.S. in a positive or negative way? Well, okay, it's bigger than just that, I think. I think that, and again, this is very controversial. A lot of people have different opinions, and it's in the news, and people are protesting and hurting each other, and really adamant about how they feel. But I think the bigger issue is immigration, and we are trying to make immigration legal. We are trying. Well, let me rephrase that. We're trying to create paths where people can come here legally and not be illegal immigrants in the first place. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make that happen, where it's more. I don't know, to get people here legally. And basically legally just means we know who they are, we know where they're coming from, we know what their reason for coming is, and things like that. And that's legal immigration. And that to me it makes sense, because just like in your house, you want to know, if somebody's knocking at your door, you want to know who they are, what they want, and where they come from, what are they offering you, whatever. So just like when people knock at your house, immigration's kind of the same thing. People are knocking on our country's door, per se, right? Yeah. They're knocking on our country's door, and we're kind of like, well, who are you? What's in your background? What are you coming for? What's the reason? What can you offer us? And things like that. So I think the big issue is immigration. So has it had a positive or negative effect on the country? Well, it's had a positive effect, I think, on those kids, because they're able to be here and not be in legal trouble. But as a whole, I do think that any country, if you're going to be a country, you've got to have immigration rules.
Yeah.
Whether it's walls or whether it's just rules to get in, like the documents that you have to fill out and you've got to be investigated, like who is this person? I think that makes sense if you're going to be a country. If you're not going to be a country, then sure, just anybody can come in. Like, just open your doors to your house, and it's like, hey, everybody, just come on in. Anybody, you take anything you want. Not saying that that's what immigrants do, right? But it's kind of, that's the thinking, I think, as far as I go. Again, not everybody thinks the same, but that's my train of thought on that. Hope that made sense. Okay, what's the next question? No way.
Are you worried about the future of the U.S. if DACA is taken away?
Am I worried about the U.S., the future of the U.S., if DACA is taken away? No. In fact, I think it'll be a positive thing, because we're going to replace it with something else. We want productive people to come to our country. And that's what we are. We're a country of immigrants, where we all have come here. All of our ancestors have come here. And we've come here and we've made the country better, Now, as far as refugees, people who are just trying to get away from a bad government or a bad country, then we have refugee programs as well. So I don't think the refugee program should be confused with immigration.
Yeah.
I think immigration should be legal, And refugee programs should be legal as well, where we go when we see people that are having troubles in different countries and we offer refuge for them. In other words, we let them to come into our country. But immigration, it has to be legal. We have to know who's in our country. Okay, so the future, is it going to be a negative if DACA is taken away? I don't think so, because the U.S. is going to create ways for people to get here legally and to be productive in the society. So I'm not real worried that if DACA gets taken away, because again, I think it was meant to be a temporary fix for those kids who were brought here against, they didn't say they're 5 years old, they're just going where their mom and dad take them, so they shouldn't be punished. But so I think it was temporary. Now so if we have a better immigration program, then people are not going to come here illegally as much, right? Yeah. It's going to be harder to get here illegally, but hopefully we'll make it easier to get here legally, so that the people that want to.
What is your name and what do you know about DACA?
My name is Eric Ruiz, and what I know about DACA is that it's a program that helps undocumented immigrants from any Latin American country. It's like a program that helps them with going to school, getting them a job. It's mainly like focused on education, getting them a better education.
Do you know anyone who is affected by the current state of DACA?
Yeah, I have a couple friends in college right now that it's affecting them. They're worried. It's just a bad situation for them right now.
Do you think it should be changed or left alone?
I mean, I think it should be changed a little bit, but not totally get rid of it.
Do you think it has affected the U.S. in a positive way or negative way?
Mainly in a positive way. I mean, yeah, positive.
How do you think DACA will affect the U.S. if it is taken away?
If it's taken away, we could lose millions, even billions, if possible. Yeah, that's why we shouldn't remove it. I think we should just keep it. Maybe change a few things, but just it's good as it is right now.
Do you think Trump should have left DACA the way it was?
No, as I said, just change a few things here and there, but mainly not take it all away.